there's a meeting in the ladies' room. So I hope that you're ready because the meeting that we're talking about is men. And when is the experience going to start? Right now. Well, hello.
Hello, darling. How are you, dear?
I think this when the warning sign come out.
What warning sign? What you need a warning sign for?
Did you notice you changed your voice before we did inspirational moment?
Uh-uh.
Lord
Did
help us.
I?
This I'm going to proclaim the blood of Jesus on this side show right now because this
Well,
experiment is about to go somewhere. If you just happen to look over in that box over there, it's a whole lot of something going on over there.
it's a whole lot of something going on.
Ooh,
Yes, Hunty.
I guess it's one
Life,
of the days for you, huh?
life is just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Yes. Just so many good things, good things that, is definitely heaven sent. That's how I would describe it, just heaven sent. So I'm still feeling perky because it's our Scorpio time. And
Ooh,
I'm not ready to let go of October. I'm
oh,
just not ready to let go of October. So I'm
well,
still in my Foxy Brown outfit. I'm feeling foxy. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm feeling a little foxy.
oh, so I guess that means you still pretending in your mask gear because we're gonna have to pretend you still in October because I need to let you know you need to move over. It's November now.
Listen, Scorpio,
Just,
let me tell you something.
just.
It's still Scorpio season. Even though we're in your month and my month has been over now for a couple days.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to take.
So I see.
However, it is still Scorpio season.
Okay, so now y'all there is a major difference between the two. So anyway, I'm
Yeah,
glad you
wait,
feel.
y'all. Tell me, you like my look, my Foxy Brown look? Can I pull this off? Look, I got the tie dye and everything. I got it all cut up. I got my big earrings. What else was 70s? I got my blue eyelash, mascara, whatever that is, eyeshadow, and I got my curly ones. Hello. Yes, look, I got all my jewelry on. Got this big old giant bracelet.
Okay.
So
So
that was fun.
I'm
So I
gonna
just wanted
tell.
to bring some joy into the room, just a little fun, a little laughter, so you can just, sometimes you just need to go ahead and laugh at yourself. Just go on and enjoy yourself. So I'm enjoying myself. I hope you will too.
Well, I just want to tell the bartender whatever's in her cup, I don't want none. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. But no,
Why?
welcome everybody to the Sister
I'm gonna hurt
Chat.
you.
And we are really going to have a nice, good chat today because you see somebody that already started with the chat already. And come on in and
Woo.
tell everybody that Foxy Brown is on the Sister, I guess.
Yes, she is.
Okay. Well, when you get a chance, can you tell Starlene, Star Bay, I need her to come in and tell Foxy to.
Really? Okay, I'll tell her. They want you back. They want me back. That's good.
You know what?
She said she'd be back next week. Ooh, she'll be back next week.
So on that note, I'm just gonna let everybody and warn everybody to let y'all know we are now streaming live on the .com. So yeah, you can even get it there. And for all of y'all who listen, Spotify, consider yourself blessed because you didn't see this. You only heard it. That's why you going through the wow moment like I'm going. This is one of those moments when I really need the Batman screen to come out and go, and so we're on all musical platforms. You may say that's a little unnecessary, like really, why all that? Well, we say all that just to say we're making it easy for you to find your artists and entertainers of today. So everything that we do is purpose driven. Talk
Yes,
about
it
purpose
is.
driven. You can also catch us on the YouTube channels if you don't have Facebook access. And to our new Ireland listeners, hello to you. To our some new Virginia listeners,
Mm,
hello to you too.
hello.
It's on the afternoon. All our UK family, we appreciate you. You know, special love
Absolutely.
we got for you too. So you always know that you can reach us anywhere, anytime, any place, because we are here doing it just for you. Even with Foxy Brown in the room, she's doing it for you too. Trust me, she's doing it for you too.
Just for you.
So, with that being said, we said we wasn't going to tell you. We were just going to say what was going on today. Interesting thing happened. We're talking about men. And I know
Hmm.
you're saying all the time, uh, don't y'all always talk about men? No. But today we talk about the men's. So we need for you ladies to bring the men's in the room. I need you all to get all the men's in the
In the,
room.
come on.
Come on in the room because we about to
Come
have a
on with yourself.
convo. We about to have a convo that's about to be deep.
Come on over.
Want to actually explain the intentions of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like the reason why she's so happy in that box and I'm so happy in my box. It's gonna make a whole lot of sense. I promise you it will. Won't you agree, sis?
I do. I would agree. Yes, ma'am.
Now she went country on me. I don't know who she is right now. But nevertheless, let the same guys be saying that when they mess with us too. They be like, okay, which one we talking to today?
You never, I told you, girl, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Well, since she started that off, I'm gonna go ahead and let her give the disclaimer. Go ahead, honey. Put the
Well,
disclaimer
that
out there.
is my disclaimer. Life is like a box of chocolates. And we are here with our flavor of the day. And it's our opinion, it's how we decide to use it. And we are sharing that with you. If it works with you, for you, you can understand it, relate to it. That is wonderful. And you agree with us. And that is just a beautiful thing. But if it's not your cup of tea, like they say in London, you like it really dark and black, it's okay. You don't need any sugar in it. You just take it however you like.
And that's my disclaimer for today too. It's whatever you like.
Like.
And that goes for the topic of the men's. You can have whichever one you like.
You
However,
can have whatever you like.
and guess what? Some women say to the men, you can have whatever you like.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's some other women that may agree to say, that's not right. What you getting in return?
That ain't right.
So, with that being said, we're going to talk about the situation of what do you call or what do you consider a real man? Because I've been listening, and there are so many different understandings to what everybody feels though is a real man.
What do you
Like,
mean?
okay, so I heard an alpha man come out, and this alpha man was talking about he got to be the one in charge, the woman got to follow, and if she not following, or if she's the one in charge, then he not a real man. So
Mm-hmm.
I was driving and hit the brakes real hard, like Dukes of Hazzards with the Flintstone foot. Brrr! He said,
Yeah.
and I was like, I had to think about, and I know somebody gonna get mad and say, "Did she really say this?" I did. I'm about to say it, and we already put the disclaimer out there, so we covered. Bill Cosby said, "Which one would you like? You can have a steak on a plate with all the fine trimmings of the onions, green peppers, mushrooms, gravy, well done, with a little butter on top, salt and pepper, maybe some hot sauce even. Or you can have that same steak with all them trimmings on a garbage pail with maggots and flies and all that other stuff. Which one would you prefer?"
Hmm.
It's the presentation that gets
Mm-hmm.
you going, right? So I believe after I listened to what he had to say, he made very valuable points, but I believe it was the energy that he gave to it that made it cocky, that made it to the point where the woman could have been like, well, who you think you are? You think you all that, or you the man, and could have gave off a different flavor and vibe as a result
Right.
of how he presented it.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually agreed with what he had to say to a certain extent when it came to a man and a woman and being there. But I took the charge off. And I believe that's where we all find fall short of who's in charge. And because
Yeah.
you're not in charge, because he's not in charge, he's not considered a man. I want to know who wrote that rule and why was that rule written, and did that a rule apply to a time like this? Because I believe it's about support.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it's about ruling. I believe that if a man is doing what he needs to do, the woman is going to be there to back him and to support him. I don't believe that's saying he's being in charge. He has the lead way. He's going where he has to go. He's doing what he has to do, and she's behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Vice versa. When it came to her, he did the same thing. It was called teamwork.
Yeah, but really, if you think about it, you know, when we talk about the rule, the actual rule of it just goes back so far, that, you know, the weak woman, the man had to take care of her, go get the food for her. She would cook the food. So there were distinct roles, when there needed to be, when, everybody was really, roughing it and really just going out there and killing your food, to put on the table, as opposed to, the conglomerate that we have of a life now. So now we have so many pickings.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Can I throw a flag on the field?
there's a flag already. I just started talking.
But you didn't throw it. I want to throw a flag on the field.
Okay.
Excuse me, y'all. When you was roughing it and the man was going out there, all caveman with it. I'm sorry. I like you to pull my hair a little bit sometimes. I like the woman. I'm just saying. I like it when the caveman comes just like, "Lord."
You like, wait, that so you like that manly man, that's manly man that just take
Yeah, I
care of it, just
do. But
scoop
I
you
don't like
up and just mm,
but it's
I
a way
got you,
to do it.
babe.
But it's a way that you do it. You gotta
Yes.
be the way you do
There's
it.
a finesse
Yeah,
to
it's a
it.
that's about it. Like you got that you got that swag, caveman.
Hmm.
Be like, he be like, and you be like, Okay, I want to take the flag off the
You
field.
did not
I,
go there.
I'm just saying.
You did
Me
not go
what?
to. Oh my God. You just went there.
Me like Jane.
Boom.
And Jamie sitting over here talking about something. He like, amen.
All a woman had to do was smile at you.
Look, I'm sorry. My skin is rising. You know, it's
Well,
no
we needed something. Okay, you high on a different level now? Yes, hunty. Sometimes you need a little heat.
it's a blue moon. Ooh.
That's why I got all this blue on, because it's a blue moon. See, I knew I was matching
No,
something.
see, mine is because of the little seed I dropped called the flower that bloomed with inside of me that just made something just perk up.
Ooh, girl.
Okay.
Well,
Go
you
back, go back,
go
go
with
back, go back.
yourself. All right. Now,
Pause for
and
none of
no,
that.
no,
I'm
no,
just
you can't pull it
boxing
back.
over here.
Nope, you can't pull it
Flag,
back now.
look, flag off
There's the
the field. Flag
Scorpio
off
I
the
know.
field. I'm just saying. I like it.
There's the
I
Scorpio.
like a
You
little
going to
sweet.
throw that flag.
I like a
Go.
little. Ah,
Dang. She
you
had to
started
stop
it.
my whole story.
You started it. Just told
I
you.
just,
You
I,
and your doggone chocolates and then roughing it up. I told you, certain times of the year, certain times of the
I
weeks
was
and
just
days,
stating
you
facts.
ought not say nothing to me because you know me being my singleness. mm, mm.
Dang. Who knew that the caveman was going to do it for you?
Honey, I wish a caveman would come and do it for me. Come on, caveman, wherever you at.
OMG. I'm so done. Well, fast forward from where I was at the caveman zone, you know what I mean, and the
Here we go
evolution.
again, bringing that caveman up in there. Words not to use today. We're going to do Pee Wee Herman, okay? Don't say caveman, all right? Because then I won't have to freak out and be like, whoo!
Okay. We will no
To
longer
the
say
caveman, talk about
caveman.
something. You can do whatever you like.
That's what I say. Go ahead, caveman. Oh,
Make me drop my braids, why don't you? Woo!
did she say drop her braids? Now that's a flag on the field. Drop the braids. Drop the braids. Toss the wig. I don't know. Listen, family, you know that this is family, right? Because things like this just don't happen. I was trying to get to, the meat of the story, which was really the evolution, from that time that I can't even say anymore for fear that my girl is going to heat up even more. Anywho, where I was going was the evolution of the women and what we went through, the changes that had to occur for us to be in a position that we are now. However, there are some drawbacks to that. Now, we had to fight for our rights. We had to fight for just to be able to vote. We didn't really have a say so in our household or the finances or any of that. So finally, we were able to get out, go to school, get good jobs and do both. So once we started doing both, now we're working inside the house and outside the house, and we're seeing us evolve, but we're not seeing you evolve. And so that began to be, instead of you stepping up with us, you kind of fell back like, okay, all right, well then you got it. Okay, women's lib, that's how y'all want it, and I don't like the fact that women have lost the femininity, where, you want a man to do for you. You want the compliments that he would give to you. Everybody's so sensitive now. Now, I did not say another flag.
You said Eric Benet, honey.
I did what?
You said Eric Benet.
Did I?
You said we lost our femininity. Honey, did you hear what he said about femininity? He said, touch me, your feminine, not say, softly, alone.
Somebody.
To him.
I ain't saying who, but
Oh, you said feminine.
somebody is acting up.
Add
Okay.
femininity to the word. There would be
Mm.
no caveman. Woo!
She was talking about me,
And
y'all.
no femininity.
It ain't me this time.
Don't do it. Words
It's
to not
that
say
one.
today when we talking
It's
about a
her
man.
over there. Yeah, it's her. It's not me. That's her. She hot. H-O double T.
Feeling hot, hot, hot.
Double T.
Need, you know what?
I'm
Between
like, I think she need my fan all the way over
you know
there.
what?
Yeah.
I think what I'm gonna need is in between breaks. I'm gonna have to go to the shower and sing like Mariah Carey and then come back and be okay.
We hearing some bells ringing. Mm, mm,
You have to
mm.
say bells. Now that's LL Cool J talking about he want to rock the bells. Girl, can you please?
Listen, I said we not on the quite on the we there. Oh yeah, same page, but you crazier. I'm like, yeah.
You was
Call
brave
me the
enough.
bad girl.
You was
You
brave
being
enough to wear it on the
you being.
outside.
Oh, that's what happened. I was brave enough to wear it on the outside. I'm wearing my joy on the outside. You wearing it on the inside.
Yeah, because see, my joy don't need to come out right now.
Is it a secret?
Yeah, because my joy needs to be like this. Turn off the lights.
It's a secret. Oh,
Light
guys,
a candle.
listen. It's a secret.
Let's take a shower. See, some
Oh,
people like Teddy.
oh,
Some
it's a
people like the
secret.
man of a Teddy. Teddy
Oh my
Pendergrass, that's
gosh.
the man that they wanted. And there was some part of the man, I had a running joke. And the running joke with that was he was telling her, and he was trying to convince her, come on, we're gonna do this, okay? I need you
Mm-hmm.
to turn off the lights and come on, I need you to take a shower with me too. But she was like, ooh, I don't want to. He was like, he was trying to be calm. He like I said, turn off the lights, And she still was like, I don't want to. And then he said, I'm sorry. Turn off the lights and light a candle. He started singing through his teeth. He's on the moon. And
I
she was
just
like,
want you to light a candle. Is that it?
and then next thing you know, he got mad. He said, I'm lying here. If I here. Go here. And you the people in the back. Tell me what you want to do. And you're like, I'm in the mood, baby. And you see how shaking now to go turn the lights.
Listen, with all of that, you be shaking too, because I'm saying all of that. Teddy, listen, I heard stories, child. They used to throw their little panties up on the stage, all sizes.
All sides. And with that being said, it goes right to what we were saying earlier when the type of man that you want may
So you
not be
want that 70s man.
that you can get or belongs to you even. We be
Yeah.
fishing for men that ain't ours, not understanding we're not supposed to be the ones fishing. We're supposed to be the ones getting caught.
Right.
But you made a valuable point when you talked about going around the bend and back again. Oh wow, my mama on the line. Hey
Hey, mama.
mama, this is my spiritual mom, Mona Pryor from Delaware. What? You know I'm a hot mess. I'm a hot mess. You know I'm a hot mess. That's why when you
Wasn't
found
me.
out that I was your assignment, you was like, Lord Jesus, help me now. Help me, Lord Jesus, help me now. Help me, Lord, help me, Lord, help me, Lord. You even went to the Catholics and said, look, I'm Baptist, but I think I need some holy water. Lord, 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 Lord.
Help her, Jesus.
Help me,
Help.
Jesus. Help me, Jesus, to help her, Jesus. Wait a minute, let me sprinkle something on me because I'm gonna need something to hold my peace dealing with this assignment. Woo, woo. They
Something wrong with her.
but It go
I'm
but like
just telling you, there's something wrong over there. Yeah, it is.
but to
It's a
look
good thing.
but to
It's the
look at
Scorpio thing.
but to look at the picture, you would be like one of these things is doing its own thing, but it wouldn't be me you'd be pointing at. You'll be pointing at.
Mm-mm. That one. Don't get it twisted. It's
but
her.
but get back to it, like we said, we not realizing and recognizing where we are. And I understand our situation caused some of this, but I remember my pastor, y'all know who he is, right?
Ooh,
What my pastor name? What my pastor name?
come on, Pastor.
What my pastor name? That's
Back
right.
in the house.
James Moore Sr., the Second Mile Zion Baptist Church in West Philly, which church is officially open.
Open. Got it.
So his brother, yes, he comes from a whole line of brothers that are preachers.
Mm-hmm.
He has one from Kalamazoo, Michigan, called Addis.
Right, right.
That's a preaching man. You hear me? And Addis said, if you can't change the condition, help me accept the situation.
Right? Yeah.
With that being said, we allowed our condition to redivert and control the situation to make it go to another direction that wasn't even supposed to be good. As a result of that, we got what another minister recently stated, we got a taste of what it felt like to get it done
Wow.
without hesitation. You remember that hand job we used to do? No release, no hesitation, no.
Flag on the field. Flag. Flag. Flag.
But I believe that
Flag.
I believe. Okay, what's the flag?
Flag.
What's the? Did you say flag?
Flag.
Okay,
Flag is
what was the
on the
flag?
field.
What's the
The
flag?
yellow flag too.
What's the double flag? I'm listening. What's the double flag? Bring it. What's the double flag?
I'm like, no, you didn't.
What? The old
Did you?
school hand job?
And
And yes, Mom, we
she
forget.
says it again. Really?
We forget that we are the gift. I mean, believe it or not, can we go back to Genesis for a minute? Genesis said he was alone. So God said, I'm gonna hook you up, right?
Oh,
And
Jesus.
when he woke up, it was like Christmas, right? It was a gift underneath the tree. I'm just saying. We was in the garden, right? So
Oh, my God.
must have been some trees.
You a mess. That's a flag on the field, man. You
Well,
yes,
well,
but
talk,
I do receive your point.
you do.
Yeah,
Well, guess what?
but you lose the ball. Okay.
Lost the ball. All right, we're gonna take it back three. If we playing football, we're gonna take it back 1 point, like half a field. What is they call it? 10 quarters of the field, and so that we can go back and try the ball again.
No, it's called yardage.
There you go. But I don't deserve a whole yard to be taken away. My gosh.
No, that's like a 20-yard situation right
It was a
there.
penalty flag thrown on the field. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So yeah, we football girls, we know. But talking about somebody
Actually, I'm a
knows,
basketball girl, but yeah, I know a little football.
sorry. I like to watch them bend over and go hut one, hut two. Big
That's
star.
your draw to the game.
Oh, it's just something about them.
Shameful.
It's just something about them going down and feeling the
Shameful.
position. It's just something about them fingers going down.
That is
You know what?
shameful.
I'm going to bring on somebody that can help us with this. Can I?
Girl, yeah, you might need somebody to come in because we're gonna need to throw some water on you in a minute. Like, okay, watch out. Is it a male?
All I'm going to say is, in the words of among my
Be
favorite
like, woo,
singers, Sam
child.
Cooke, it's been a long time That's all I'm gonna say. But a change gotta
Oh,
come.
well, it's been a long time
Yeah,
coming.
change gotta come for a man. So talk about a change coming for a man. Coming from the brother, my brother, we needed some help on this situation.
What?
So
Who we
we
got?
called on one of our brothers that come on from brother, my brother, to help a little sister out and talk to us for a minute and tell us about where did this real definition of a man came from and who said what and how much of what was said is true.
And we haven't even disclosed what the definition is.
That's right. So why not we hear what a man say a man is? Can we do
Yeah,
that?
let's do that.
So coming to the scene,
What's his
front into
definition?
the scene. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
Hey, 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 hey.
We gonna bring in our brother from brother, my brother, very Rev, Jamil Lewis. Hey,
Hey y'all, what's going on? How
Hey,
y'all doing tonight?
we
good. How
doing,
are
very
you?
Rev. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just listening to y'all cook up, chef up all this wonderful information y'all giving out.
All right now. Get
Reverend Rev in the
right.
bed.
Hey, hey.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the sister chat.
Yes,
Hey,
Mama. Yes, Mama Mona. Please tell
thank
them.
thank you.
I believe that the Lord hears your prayers when it comes to me. So can you please tell them?
Thank you for your invitation, and thank you for welcoming me. I appreciate it. Good, always good to be with you and the sisters on the show, and just hear your to hear how you guys feel about certain matters such as these. I think men need to hear what women are saying, and I think women definitely need to hear. I think we need to hear each other, because
Yes.
Yes.
when we hear each other, then we can really begin to build something real,
Yeah. And relate.
especially in this fake world.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, thank you for accepting the invitation. But we had a big load here, so we needed some of our dudes to come and back us up. So, what better dudes than our brothers, right? So,
Hey,
we
hey.
we gonna pull you up here. We're gonna blow you up here. And we want you to tell us what is the real definition of a man and who said so.
Okay. Well, the real definition of a man can be a very fluid term, because I think for a baseline, what I would say the real definition of a man is one who handles his responsibilities.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one, yeah, that's the base, the lowest common denominator of a man. Any real man handles his responsibilities. So you know we can definitely build from there and on that. If you're not handling your responsibilities, then this is not a conversation for you. You need to go to the little boys class. If you handling your responsibilities, this is the conversation for you. So number one, a real man is one who handles his responsibilities. Number two, I think a real man is someone who is courageous.
Okay.
Because sometimes you're gonna be afraid of certain things. You're gonna be afraid to try things as a man because maybe you've been hurt before. Maybe you've been
Mm-hmm.
in situations that have been very trying to your very soul. And you have to be courageous to try it again, because
Mm-hmm.
courage says that even though I'm scared, even though I may have a little trepidation about a situation, I still will pick up the ball and run with it. So, I think every real man has to have courage. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many definitions that could be pinned to this. Um, let's just start with those two. Let's start with those two, and then we'll build with the conversation. How's that?
That's very good.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Coming from a guy, like what is that most important thing, that common denominator, that bottom line? And That's something that we as women really need to understand. Um, because if you're not listening and hearing that, um, you're going to act differently. But when you know that's his foundation, that would be a great thing. Of course, everybody's not good at, sharing information, and men do shut down when it comes to really talking about it. But
Yeah.
it's a different level of understanding um, that I get from it. Like, okay, all right, so, bottom line, that's what you really want to do. So, like when you go back in that time, they just took care of everything that needed to happen, and we have evolved into, okay, well, we got this 50-50 thing going on. Well, who wants to be 50-50? You know what I mean? It's like, I think there's things that you're good at, there's things that I'm good at, and, we can meet in the middle. You do what you love, and I do what I love, and, we loving on each other. And, like we say, you can do whatever you like when you're secure in that kind of a relationship, when you know that he has that foundation and he got you, and you know that she has that foundation and she got you, you can build anything. It's
Hmm.
just a matter of understanding that, and people taking the time to really get to know each other, instead of rushing, like everything has got to be, the next day. I'm like, well, you just met an hour ago, so take the time to get to know each other. Um, then you won't end up with a serial killer and, a stalker and all of that. Because
Yeah.
sometimes they show who they are, and then listen when they tell you. So let me ask you this. What are like the true signs of that kind of guy? Because that's not every guy. He's not taking care of his business. He doesn't have his priorities in order. Other things are more important. That family and that home is not as important as that chase out in the street. You know what I mean? And sometimes you get to a certain level when you're not dealing with that anymore. But how do you know who that guy is?
Can I,
Well,
before you answer that, before you answer that, no, I'm gonna let you answer that. Go ahead.
Yes, please.
No, then I'm gonna tell you why where I was going, but
Okay.
you may actually go there. So go ahead.
um, number one, I think everybody would agree that the easiest way you can tell that a man handles his responsibilities is by what's happening with him financially. Um, because we all know that if a man don't work, a man don't eat. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on with you financially? How are you handling your finances? Are you paying your rent on time? Are you are you saving money? Um do you take care of your kids?
Mm-hmm.
You know, do you when you have money, what's the first thing that you do with the money that you get? Do you go to the bank? Do you save? Do you invest? These things are very, very critical questions because if a woman never knows who I am, say we don't have that personal interaction, she can tell by the way that I spend my money. With how do I dress? Is my hygiene on point? Those are responsibilities. If you ain't handling those responsibilities, if you walking around and your breath smell like old bus seats, then we got a problem.
Did he
If you if
say, oh, but did he throw did he come on the sister chat and throw a flag?
He
eh,
said old bus seats.
Did he really?
so
So
He did
I
that.
wanted you to go there, and I'm glad that you did because that's the perspective from a man to another man of what he believes, according to how he feels a man is supposed to do and what he's supposed to handle. Correct?
partially, definitely.
Because someone else could come and say, okay, well, maybe it's because I can't handle my financial situation because of the financial situation I'm in. So does that make me less than a man? And is that making me now with a red flag and bullseye on my head? Because what
Ooh.
ends up happening in a situation like that, that's why a man decides I'm not even going to step up to nobody because I am not considered a real man because I can't hold my finances down. And right now we're in the middle of a pandemic. Ain't nobody holding their finances down for real, for real.
Well, you know what? Let me say this. Let me put this as number one. For you to thy own self be true,
Mm-hmm.
you have to know for yourself that I'm a man. If you
Thank
don't
you.
know your identity, if there is not a self awareness about who you are, then guess what? You will never be able to project that to the world that I'm a man, because actually what you really are is a scared little boy. And that scared little boy may have grown up body wise, but mentally, emotionally, you're still adolescent. So,
Mm-hmm.
you
Wait
have to
a
make
minute.
sure,
What? Did
you
he
got to make
really?
sure, you got to make
Mentally,
sure that
you're
you
still
know.
an adolescent.
You,
Yeah.
yo, because like you said, look, I need you to go back. And what did you say about you? Because I need people to understand. I can tell you about you all day. I can say what you not, what you should be all day. But the bottom line of all lines start with who you
You.
say.
You
Mm.
you you gotta know. You gotta know for yourself. You gotta know
Mm-hmm.
within your heart of hearts that whether I got money or not, I'm a man. Whether
Hey,
I have any, and because I'm a man, money is attracted to me. Women are attracted to me. Wealth, finances, all this other out, outward stuff is attracted to you by you understanding and by you knowing that first and foremost, I am a man. I am, and with that, when you have that confidence to even say that out loud, it automatically causes things to be attracted to you. It automatically causes things to sniff you out and wonder where you are. I gotta find you because there is a knowledge and an awareness of self. Without an awareness of self, without a knowledge of who you are you can't even play the game. You're already lost. You're lost in this game we call life. You cannot. You cannot. And that's why we see so many people having troubles in relationships and having troubles in business and having troubles in everyday life because there is a lack of self-awareness.
wow,
Dang. He
wow,
just set them on the bench.
right there. And it was like nothing else needed to be said. It could say, okay,
Time out. You on the bench. Yes.
look,
I'm, it's a serious thing, especially in a world where there's a battle for you for identity every day. Everybody is
Mm.
searching for who they are, especially after this pandemic. Not even after, we're still in it. Especially while in this pandemic, especially while dealing with financial situations, family situations,
Mm.
sickness, uh, 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 learning how to manage your health, learning how to live in a whole. This is a brand new world, y'all. From a
It
year
sure
ago,
is.
we live in a brand
Yes.
new world,
Yeah.
and and a year from now, it'll be even newer.
no,
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So with all of that, my thing is that through every change, if you have self awareness, the change will not affect you, but you will affect the change.
Oh,
say it again. Say it
yeah.
again, Revy Red.
Liking that flag on the field. I
Say
love
it
that.
Yo,
again, Revy Red. Revy said, yo, now you better
You
push
gonna let
the
them?
you better
listen,
push the rewind and play it back.
I'm sorry. You gonna have to say that again.
hey, well, when you have self awareness, through every change will not affect you, but you will affect every change. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you meet someone who's really not self-aware, they don't understand who they are. They're moved and they're shifted and they're thrown around by by every wind of doctrine. They're thrown around by every opinion. They're thrown around by every every fad, every phase, every style,
Mm-hmm.
and and
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know who you're dealing with from day to day because they're so busy trying to be what everybody else wants them to be instead
Mm-hmm.
of being what they know they already are. That now you're dealing with more of someone who panders to life rather than lives life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. That's real deep right there.
Ooh,
You're pandering to life because you're not living it.
Right.
I'm gonna let that simmer on y'all for a minute. Or better yet, I'm gonna just some country music on y'all. I'm gonna let that rain like slowly on y'all. Think I want y'all to hold what he just said.
Pandering.
We gonna be right, like right
We'll be
back.
right
But we gonna brother is in the house, y'all, and
What?
is giving it to you straight. I told y'all we gonna be
Hey.
talking about men's. So I'm gonna
Straight.
give y'all some time to share the live. Go tell somebody that they're talking about the men's and what the men's really is, and it doesn't matter. That's right. It doesn't matter what a man is unless it comes from you. Hold on, y'all. We'll be right back.
I feel like busting loose. I said, Shala, come on, y'all said. I said, Shala, get it, y'all said. I said, Shala, come on, y'all said. I said, Shala, hit it, y'all said. Give me the bridge now.
And now, a word from our proud sponsors. Cosmos Radio Network of the UK, proud sponsors for the Tri-City Finest, King of the Oldies, Ali Hackett, and the Princess Lovely. The international radio station that playing music that's out of this world.
We told y'all we'd be right back, and we right back here on the Sister Chat. And tonight we have Very Rev, and we said we weren't going to tell you because we just want you to come in, but do know that what we're talking about has to be connected to the subject of men's. Mr. Very Rev, Mr. Jamil Lewis walked up in the door. I'm sorry, he ain't walk up in the door. He bust up in the door like the caveman and was like, "You, this is what it is." And yeah, I heard you said caveman earlier, but I was already able to take me a little wet tissue and just cool me off so I can say
it. Yeah, she cooled down. Yeah, look, a little bit.
Just a little. Just a little.
just a little bit.
I'm be careful now. It's trying to rev up again, all right?
Rev, no pun intended.
But we really appreciate you coming through for us. I know you gotta go.
I got a few more minutes.
Yeah, a few more minutes. All right.
I got a few more minutes.
Let's see. Okay, it was said.
What else can we ask him that we got to get to, and we can talk about it, and when he's done, I'm like, what else we need to ask him that we've been wanting to ask?
The statement of the alpha man and alpha woman can't get along because the alpha man has to be in charge. And we say it's not about who's in charge. We believe it's about equal share of support. What do you say about that?
The first thing that stands out to me is the term alpha woman. There is no such thing as an alpha woman. Alpha is a term that is reserved for the male gender. Alpha is the term that is meant for the top male. If you are an alpha female, automatically this shows you where there is a problem, because you are not acting in your female energy. You are acting in a male energy if you call yourself alpha. And two males are going to come to blows at some point because there can only be one king in the castle. Now, if we're talking about a woman who is in her divine, who's in her divine femininity, you can't beat that. A man cannot beat that. A man will always succumb to the wiles of a woman walking in her divine femininity.
Can you break that definition down of a divine femininity?
The divine femininity is this: you are sourced from God, which means you are a goddess, divine. You are divine. We're dealing with the woman is divine in every sense of the word. Every sense of the word. And
Thank you.
when a woman gives up her femininity, she automatically gives up her godhood. You
Wow.
become something other. You're no longer what you were designed to be. Now you're working out someone else's narrative over your life.
Wow.
That says a lot. Working over your narrative against someone else. Because the narrative of it is she got to hold it down. Ain't no man in the house. So she has to play both roles and play it in her role to the best of her ability. But like you said, when you got that, it's something about divine and the interventions of
Mm-hmm.
those two together. It tells you you don't have to do this narrative of what nobody say because you got God right there, the divine intervention that intercedes on your behalf that make things happen.
Most definitely.
Goddess.
Most
I'm just
definitely.
saying.
And we have to recognize that, you know, when you're dealing with the divine feminine and the sacred masculine, when you're dealing with this, you have to understand that when you switch up roles
Wow.
and you automatically will bring conflict
Mm.
because we are working in roles that we don't really know how to work in. So now we're trying to work out our role. We're trying to rehearse our role on each other
Yeah.
because we're not in our proper positions. That's
Right.
like
Right. Right.
it's like, like y'all was talking about sports. If I'm playing basketball and I'm the center and I'm over here trying to play the point guard, I'm gonna mess up the team. Why? Because that wasn't my design.
Mm-hmm.
My design was to get the rebound, block shots,
And
and
put it back
score when
in.
I can.
Mm-hmm.
And that explains knowing your role in the
Knowing your
play
role.
of his vision. And we always get upset and like, well, I knew my role. No, or I knew my place. And we take that as that being negative. We got to remember we can't allow a worldly definition to define what is really the position, if that makes sense.
It You're
Hmm.
talking about a society that has already set up everything and everybody to fail.
Say it again.
Hello.
You know what? And I
There it
believe
is.
you already been saying it the whole time you've been on. My Mona been on here talking about the whole time you've been on. She been saying, "Sad, sir." I think I need to hit that again for her. This because she, I believe I felt the "say it, sir" coming from her spirit. And
Hey,
you are right. You are so like dead on it with that. And that's why I always say I wish the vision of this whole thing came because I had a desire, but the desire that I had was because of the empathy of the people that I had, and that was I didn't know. I wish I knew. Had I known, and now it's like this is how you can get the chance to know and get the record set straight because we have a misunderstanding of what it is we're supposed to be, and that's because what Star said earlier, what had happened was that caused the shift.
Mm-hmm.
But we was not opposed to upheld that shift, and we did not let go of the reins of that shift because the power that it came with. And then some people felt it was a power that they was possessed to have. But then you come in and say, boo boo, your position was supposed to be a divine femininity and let him be the alpha because he can direct you to where you're going. And what you got helps him, which called helpmate, that brings the team out and wins the game.
Mm-hmm.
it's just that easy. A lot of things that we think are so hard are really so easy.
It is.
When we begin to understand certain things, just especially when we're talking about the black man and the black woman, you know, we first must realize that our roles were already defined. They were already defined. And if you're working in your role, you can be powerful in your role. But when you're trying to work in another's role, you have to it takes too much because it's not natural.
Right. It's not
It may be
organically
normal.
happening. Yeah.
It may be normal. See, people they want to normalize everything. But when you normalize something, it means that you have taken it away from its natural state. We want to normalize. If you think about it, when the feminist movement started, the feminist movement was for white women. Number one.
Yep.
Number two, that white woman teamed up with the CIA, who infiltrated black women in the black home. And this is all stuff you can look up. So there was a plan to divide the home, to disconnect the home.
Of course.
Yeah.
And with that being said, hello, Jamel, right? Yeah. And with that being said, when you disconnect the home, when you disconnect people, you too. When you disconnect people in the home, what happens is nothing can function the way it should.
Right.
You produce a dysfunctionality.
Yep.
If you look at things even today, because this is bigger than just men and women, but the reason why we can't get things done in this world today is because we are all disconnected one from another.
That's true.
Now they're even trying to disconnect you from reality.
Even more. Yep.
No, this ain't gonna be Facebook no more. This is gonna be Meta. Now you can go and you can live in this world that we create for you, in this virtual world, disconnecting you from reality. Society has been trying to disconnect us from reality for a long time. And what it has produced is confusion.
Yes.
Angry people.
Bunch of angry people.
I always look and I go, when I see someone who is so angry, if I'm dealing with a woman and you're dealing with a woman who's angry, I'm looking at her, I'm like, what in your life was disconnected that you needed to be connected to? When I look at a guy who's an angry black man, what in your life did somebody disconnect you from that you needed so strongly that all you can produce are rage and emotions of anger and depression, which is anger turned inward? What's going on? So here we are. We as a people, men and women are taking advice about relationships from a society that desires to disconnect you.
That's an oxymoron.
Just take them to court, girl. Take them to court.
Yep.
Don't know how to work through nothing. Don't know how to go through nothing. Don't know how to be patient in nothing. Because you're not grown men and women. You're adolescents. Adolescents do that. They get boyfriends every week. Because we still trying to learn who we are when we adolescent. We're 15 and 14 and 16. We still trying to learn. But if you 40 years old and you still out there switching men every day, and you still out there switching women every week, every day, guess what happened? Somewhere along the line, you didn't grow up. Peter Pan. Bunch of Peter Pans running around.
Excuse me. I happen to like Peter Pan. Leave him alone.
Oh, Peter Pan.
Peter Pan was good to watch as a child, but as I got older, there were certain things I seen in Peter Pan that I was like, "Now this is kind of something wrong."
Okay, Peter Pan.
And you have to understand the story for what it is. And the story is, even though I don't want to grow up, one day I will, and I'm going to have to. It took me right back to the post that I wrote today about Coach Chili, where Coach Chili said, you're not mandatory to grow up. Let me get it right. You're not mandatory. It's not mandatory for you to grow up, but it is mandatory for you to get old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Aging is something that is involuntary.
Let me make
It's
sure I quote
involuntary.
that right. I gotta make sure I quote that right, because every time I write it, I make sure I go back and I go to Coach Chili and like, what did Coach Chili say?
You aren't guaranteed to grow up, but you're guaranteed to get old.
He said,
Exactly.
Whether you grow up in your mind or not, you are definitely going to grow older. So, for lack of a better words, if you did not grow up in your mind, like when he was saying there's something missing, at this point, you're still doing the things that you were doing at 19, at 40, then you missed the boat. Okay, somewhere, all the daggone levels didn't add up to the rest of the bottle. You know what I mean? It's like, so you missed something somewhere.
But it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than that too, because sometimes it's not the fact that they didn't grow up. They felt that they grew up too fast and missed something, and they're trying to recapture it. So what was said was Walt Disney and Coach Chili said, and he said, growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional. And a lot of people chose to use the option to opt out. And they use that option of opting out, believing that it was saying it was okay to Peter Pan and don't grow up.
Yes.
Live in Neverland.
And stay there. And that's what's happening now. Somebody's sprinkling fairy dust and they living in Neverland, and there is no reasoning over there. Okay?
Right.
We just following. We're like little flies. You know what I mean? Just buzzing to the honey, to the queen bee. All we doing is follow. We just a bunch of worker bees. We just gonna do what we told. And that's what's going on in our society right now. You got one knucklehead, and then you got a bunch of knuckleheads following him. It's like, okay, everybody got, gum on their shoe. You know what I'm saying? Everybody elevator don't go to the top. Like, what's that concept? So to even be able to think, relationship, then just think about all the other things outside of the relationship, outside the house, that people have to deal with now. So we just really screwed.
And I believe
in so many ways, historically, presently, you know what I mean? Government wise, like everything was set in motion to break us. Period. And I thought that wasn't true. I'm like, it was great to go see that, in the 1600s, we was fine. We was sharp. You know what I mean? We were making a lot of money. I was like, it was great to see that, in the Roman days, we were kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? It's like none of that is taught to our children. None of that history is in our schools. And we used to wonder why we watched, these historical movies. And I love the Roman buffs. But what was it about them, destroying the nose on the kings and queens? Because that's our identifying factor, and that we had so many queens. Yes. So many queens who weren't just queens who sat on the throne. They were warriors. Where do you think they got Wonder Woman from? That was a Black woman. And that was several Black queens, the Queen Candaces, so I'm like, listen, when we talk about our crown, that stuff is real. And it's just so sad that, society just pushes that down. They want to act like that did not happen. They want to act like you didn't come to us first. You want to act like, we taught you, but all of that didn't happen. And the biggest thing was the family oriented. And when I was dating this African guy, and I did not have a clue that they were so family oriented. And I mean, strong family, everybody in the family, how they celebrated each other. I'm like, I didn't get up the whole night. I'm like, they just took care of you. What? Who does that? Like it was just so amazing to see living here and dealing with so much brokenness, you know, to see that that's not what we come from. You
But you
know, that's not who we really are, you know, and all the historical stuff that they don't really show you or teach you till you get to college is that we are the true kings and queens. So wear your crown and wear yours too.
but not only that, it goes even deeper because they knew who they were. It takes me back to a scene from Roots, and it used to make me so mad. It was like no matter how much they whipped him, they asked him, "What is your name?" And he said, "My name is Kunta Kinte." He refused to go by any other name than who he was. And that brings us right to surrounding exactly what we're talking about today. The real definition is not described based off of what you were taught or what somebody said you was, maybe a little bit of what you taught, but it's mainly about what you know you to be. What you know you to be.
Yeah, who you are,
Who are you?
because
And
you have free will now.
you need to make that decision to decide
Hmm.
to just stand on who you are. I mean, I believe that a lot has been dumped on our shoulders to be who people say we were to be and who we are to be because our dad was this or our aunt was this and our moms
Right.
was this. So now we have to be this. But in your profile, it was a whole different level of who you were supposed to be. And even though two cells came from me of two men, they're still two different men, Jared and Justin. And they're not shown as kids, they are Jared and Justin. And until we stop needing the need, and I believe we're going to have a conversation about that, to understand and live under the label of a description that someone else gave us, then we're going to keep living in this world and people are going to be able to disconnect, as Brother Rev was talking about. Disconnect us from those things that we were disconnected from that made us so angry that now we're fighting for it to get it back, but not understanding it's already in you. It's already in you. Just go get it.
Yeah. Yeah, you really have to tap into yourself. And, you know, there also becomes a point when, you know, um, you have to be bigger than your upbringing.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to decide for yourself, okay, yeah, that was then, but this is now. And what are you going to do about it?
What are
You
you going
know,
to do?
you have to take charge of your own life, and be happy with who you are, you know, and then just make the moves that you need to make, to be happy. Because a lot of people want to be happy, but they won't do a darn thing for their own happiness. So it becomes a
Well,
catch 22 in your drive.
I believe
but
you
you
trying to.
know, this is the thing.
Oh, go ahead.
This is the thing, and I'll say this, and I'll have to dip out, and I'm sorry because I'm really enjoying this conversation. But there's something called epigenetics. Epigenetics is basically the historical account written in your DNA. The reason why we do certain things is because written in our DNA epigenetically, we have been trained to do certain things.
Hmm.
The trauma of slavery, the trauma of abuse has brought us to places and we do things and we don't even know why we do them. Is because written in your DNA now there is a program in your DNA that's telling you to do this in order to survive because of what we had to go through back then. And it's not even us, it's our forefathers and our foreparents and our foremothers. They had to go through these things. And because they had to go through these things, epigenetically, written in our DNA, we now act out certain behaviors.
Hmm.
I'll give you an example. Um, if you have If you have a dog and you only abuse that dog, and that dog has puppies, and those puppies only see the mother be abused. So those puppies learn how to do certain things in order not to be abused like their mother, or or feel the pain that their mother had to feel. They change. And then those puppies pass down that information in their genes to their puppies, which pass it down to their puppies. It's the same in humans. If we constantly live off of survival, we will never be able to conquer this thing called life. If you're living by survival, you better learn how to cut off survival mode, especially when ain't nobody after you. Because if you don't, you'll find out that the world will begin to reject you because you're living off of survival. You're stuck in survival mode and you don't even know how to get out. Get some therapy. Learn, and therapy isn't just for people who are outwardly showing breaks in their emotions and breaks in their mind. Therapy is for everybody. Right. Everybody needs someone that they can talk to, that they can vent to, that they can release to. If we do not do that, especially black men and black women, we've been under so much pressure. We've been under so much abuse over the years that you don't even understand why you do what you do. I don't know why I did it. I just did it. I don't know. Go to therapy. Learn why. Figure out what's going on down in your family line that you can break, that you can actually break that behavior and establish a new
one. Yeah, that's the evolution that we do have to realize that we do have the power to live a different life, to be a different person, to choose to react or not. You know, I'm about, there's cause and effect out there, but I'm just about being in a position to be proactive, to act, not to react. I don't like to be in a position to have to, to react, but it is what it is. Things do happen. But man, how we get all the way here from the caveman, okay?
You just did that on purpose. You threw that flag out there on purpose.
Hey, I gotta go, y'all, but I love y'all. Thank y'all for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming.
And no you doubt. Can Jamil every other first and third Monday, every first third Tuesday, right here on the No BS Dual Show on Brother My Brother. I'll see you, boo.
See ya.
All right.
A-Town down.
Wow. So Mom Mona was saying that it was a good show tonight, and she really enjoyed the platform. And one thing before she go is a man's character and interest will speak for him.
Yes.
And that is true.
Yeah.
That is so true. And once we recognize that and understand that it's nothing that we have to do, I believe some of us can go a little better and stop feeling the need to have to be in the lead.
Right.
That's a very big pill that we need to swallow. But we need to kind of learn that, because once we learn that, I believe we can finally learn the lesson that we learned or was supposed to have learned with Eve.
Yeah.
Because Eve went ahead of the game and we see what happened. But as we said, some things were meant to just happen because it needed to get us to where we are today.
Yeah.
So even though these were some negative situations that happened, that's because somebody's going to end up on that street and they're going to need to know how to get off. And how are you going to know if no one ever been there before?
Right.
So sometimes you got to be very helpful and grateful for some of the bad things, because the bad things will lead you to a good thing. We'll be back, and being back, we're going to go real quick to Auntie Says, and we'll be right back. All right, y'all?
Because Rev is on point.
Honey, so on point. I ain't even know how to let him go. Right back, y'all.
All right, y'all.
If you want to create a drop, release your new song with a pop, Do you need an exciting intro for your video? Promote your business, products, or shows? Contact us for customized digital video packages. For more details, email us at tkbsds.org@gmail.com. How do you cross the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean without a boat? You do it right here with a jazzy moment with Lovely on Cosmos Radio Network.
Good morning, my Facebook family. Happy Wednesday to you. Listen, just want to jump on for a few moments in my thoughts on this journey of getting better. I thought about how we protect our cell phones, right? How we upgrade them, how we keep them from water, how we buy the best cases, whether it's leather, double-sided, flip-sided. We upgrade our phones. If you leave out the house, you go around the corner, back to the house to get your cell phone. We put a lot of interest in that cell phone, right? And to protect that cell phone so we can use it. Well, how about we put that much interest in our babies? What are you saying this morning? Real simple. It's been a while ago. I was at a meeting. I had to go to a meeting until the middle school. And when I entered the building, I almost thought I was in another foreign place. They had metal detectors. They had a police officer, a disciplinarian, a security guard, all at the front with this metal detector. And I was just looking. So the police officer said, "Ma'am, are you here for a specific reason?" I said, "Yeah, I have a meeting, da-da-da." Okay, you go this way. And I'm looking. So the female officer proceeded to say, "It's something, isn't it?" I said, "This is scary to me because I went to Tilden and it was nothing like that." And I know that was years ago, but look what we have resulted in: metal detectors in our children's school. So sad. So as we were chatting, I happened to look to my left because I heard these voices. So I'm seeing the metal detector, now I'm hearing voices, right? So North Philly kicked in. Okay, where I'm going to run, where I'm going to duck, where I'm going to die. Being honest, being transparent. So as I looked where the voices were coming from, I noticed that it was a teacher, a student, and a parent. And this parent's presence was, to me, unnecessary. She looked like she rolled out of bed. She had a bonnet on. She had pajama bottoms on, a jacket, and her slippers. That's how you present yourself. Okay. So then the teacher proceeded to say, and I don't even know the woman's name, I'm just going to make her name, Miss Smith. "I sent you 4 letters home to keep you abreast as to your child's progress. I asked you in these letters to make sure he completed these assignments so he wouldn't fail." And the mother proceeded, "I don't care. You're not going to fail my effing child." And da 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 da. And she's just going on. And I'm looking at the child, and his face was dirty. You know how you sleep and you had the saliva marks on your face. His hair wasn't brushed. I mean, he didn't look well groomed at all. And I'm not making a judgment call. I'm just stating what I saw. So I'm saying to myself, but you have your cell phone in your hand, have a nice case on it, and I'm sure you're protecting that cell phone and you're invested in that cell phone with all you have. What about that little chocolate boy standing next to you? And I'm not saying it's only black children. That I am not saying. But in this case, that's who it was. Why don't you invest in him? It's saddened to me. And that's why I try to be ever so present in my little people's lives, because sometimes success depends on us. And what I mean by that is what? We have to give them the tools, put them on a path to be successful. in whatever they're going to do and to be. It's not always college bound, but whatever that is, we have to help them because some of them are afraid. That's why they rebel with education. Some of them have learning disability. That's why we have to take time to see how they learn. People learn differently, um, and and give them what they need. I had my one of my heartstrings. He had a hard time sitting still. They wanted to medicate him with because they diagnosed him with ADHD. I wasn't having it because to me, it for in his case, it made him, like a mummy. He was just not there. So I went to the school and I said to the principal, and I learned this from my mother. The banner, the slogan for the year was "No Child Left Behind." He was very creative in writing. His mind was very creative. So I went to the school. I said, "Well, let's talk about it." And they proceeded to give me all this jargon. So let's cut to the chase. Your logo says "No Child Left Behind," so that includes his name in that. Am I not correct? So yes, okay. Now you're an educator, and let me say this to you: children learn differently, right? You learn differently. I learn differently. Everyone. I said, so let's try this. Let him recite his English assignment. Let him recite it. Let him verbalize it, and then we'll see what happens. If his problem is he can't sit still, right? If his problem is you can see where his mind starts to go because his penmanship changes. Well, how can we help him? Since you said no child left behind. Tried it. My boy got an ace, 100 in that class, because I was able to see and take the time and to protect him like I protect my cell phone. So what do you say? Let's protect our own because they belong to us. Let's give them a fair chance. Until the next time on this journey of getting better, let's move around safely. We're still in a pandemic. Let's pray for our city and this violence and, you know, get to the source, how we can help, how we can change. I don't know, but I know God knows, right? Until the next time, I'm going to drive today because it's kind of chilly in Philly. Have a good day. Peace.
Wow, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was deep.
As always, Auntie always nails it. She
Yeah,
always,
that's hard pill. Hard pill.
yeah, like really. And but
Mm-hmm.
but when you really look at it, we do, we will do that. We
We do
forget,
that.
and we drop the most valuable jewel through the crack. We drop
Right.
the valuable tool and drop
Mm-hmm.
it through the crack because we prioritize things according to how we feel, but not recognizing the impact of our pickings doing on what we're having to use to make the decisions on what those priorities are.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it starts with me.
It starts at home.
Yeah, it starts at home, and
Really
we just
does.
do a better tip at that. Some of us got it through the pandemic, but we realized that we were putting some things over the most
Right.
important things.
Yes, we did.
And coming out of the pandemic, some of us recognized that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us was too busy just trying to get out of the pandemic. We didn't recognize that lessons were being taught.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully we keep being the mentors and the images presented in front of them and keep putting more of those in front of them. We can make a difference, because remember, it is what we put in front of them that they become.
Yes, because you become what you see.
Yeah. So if you see us always dressing like this and being like this, then what are you going to do? I remember at one time it was a cardinal sin to walk outside with slippers, because those were slippers that you wore in the house. So you didn't bring the dirt from outside into the
Yeah.
inside of the house. The house was,
Right. Yeah, I don't know when that thing got like crazy,
they got some
where
cute.
nobody you just don't get dressed.
You got some cute.
Like, oh, you just go to the store. Okay, well, you run down to the store. Oh no, now we getting in the car and going too far away and still got your slippers and stuff. No, I ain't get dressed yet. Okay, well, when are you planning on doing that?
Or better yet, I am
And there's
dressed.
so
My
many
slippers are
comfortable
my shoes.
clothes.
My
Right?
slippers are my shoes, and
My
aren't they
slippers and my
cute?
shoes.
They nice and fluffy and bedazzled.
It's so many comfortable clothes. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You got tights, you got t-shirts. There's so many comfortable clothes that you could still wear and not be wearing pajamas. Like, when did pajamas get so popular?
It became popular when society put it out there as a brand and said, "This is what we can do." You got to be careful what you allow society to plant in you.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them seeds that they plant for you,
It ain't good for you,
ain't for you.
because they just meant to break you. They are not meant to encourage you and lift you up. They
Or
are
not
not meant to do any of the positives. It's only meant to do negative, and you falling for it hook, line, and sinker.
or better yet, not even to break us, but to fatten their pockets. And if you
Yes.
realize it, can I tell you something that I realized? The world is only rich because we're the one buying, but we're the poorest ones.
Yep.
How does that make sense?
It doesn't. Sheer numbers, and everyone targets us. Mm-hmm.
Wow. You know what? That might be something we need to talk about next time.
Yes, because this was a good one.
Yeah,
I had fun.
you sure did, Foxy Brown. Or are you Starlene? Or are you the Dolphin Rider? Which one are you right now?
I'm Foxy Brown, boo.
Okay. You know what?
Yeah.
I
I'm
ain't
playing it. I'm playing my role to the end. When they say cut, then I'm going to be me again. But until then, I am the one and the only Miss. Yes, Foxy Brown.
that ain't the
Listen,
plan.
we had so many.
That is not the plan for my life, y'all. Okay. I just need y'all to understand that is not the plan.
Listen.
But there is a plan that I hope hopefully soon.
What? Who played Foxy Brown? There's a couple people play. I'm like Pam Grier. Like, it was just gorgeous people, darling, that played this role. So I just want you to tell them who the kings and the real queens are. We already dealt with the kings. Who the real queens? Tell us about it.
Mm-hmm. All I want to say, y'all, be you. Don't be so caught up on a title. Don't be so caught up on a label. Just be you. That's it.
Yes.
Look, people say queen, princess, lovely. Guess what? I'm just me.
I'm just being all of me, my mo. I'm being all of that. Because we all need to realize that there are more to us than one side. So recognize all your sides and embrace them. So, when you have your silly side and you feel like it, do it. Get silly. Put on blue shades and stuff. Do you, boo? And then when you have to do your corporate side, you come in and you look like her. You know what I mean? It's like you put on your good clothes and you walk and you hold your head back, your shoulders back, and you speak clearly, darling.
Excuse me.
And then then you got your sports side. Get them, go, get them.
Excuse
Just
me.
have fun.
Excuse me. This is not the corporate side. That's just her definition of what corporate look like. I need y'all to understand. This is not corporate, okay? This is called. I just got off work and it was time.
It's that I'm going to dress casual. I don't care what y'all got to say.
I ain't had time to change it to nothing other than what I went to work with, okay? But I'm about to change now, just like we about to change up out of here, and we're going to bounce. And we're going to bounce because we're going to bounce with knowing that don't be fooled by what people say you are or who you are to be. Just be you and know that you can wear your crown. It doesn't matter. Nobody can't tell you that you can't wear your crown. They can't tell you how to wear your crown because it's yours. The fact of the matter may just be, you may just need to adjust it a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Baby.
Just a little bit.
What's down now?
Just a little bit.
Sister.
Just a little bit. My girl.
One of these
Yes.
days,
Rock my world. Just look. Make sure you call in, write in, and say how you liked my 70s outfit.
Please don't.
So that way we could do it again.
That's why I don't
next
want
year.
y'all to do that.
That's only once a year.
I already was hooked onto her madness, y'all. I was already hooked onto it. Look.
Hey, sometimes you just got to step outside the box and live a little bit. So that's what I want to leave you with today. Live your life like you don't have tomorrow. Live your life with so much fun and so much joy that if you just happen to go someplace else, it's all right because you're going to turn up there too. Yes, Hunty, go on and live your life. Be happy. Life is too short to not be. Look, even when she tried not to smile, I made her smile anyway. Yes,
Again,
I did.
I say, whatever she had in her cup tonight,
I ain't had nothing.
We gotta go, y'all.
Whoop, whoop. Hey, wear your crown, wear your crown. Hey. Got the 70s thing. Got the 70s.
The party is still going on with her, y'all.
Yes. You see, I still look, balloons are still up. I said, I'm going to be up until my balloons come down. When my balloons come down,
my eyes pop outside my glasses, y'all. I want to just end this session right now because she the main one saying we're supposed to only be on here for hours a minute, and she's the reason why we're still here. Good night, everybody, and
good night, darling.
Stay
we
tuned.
Miss you.
See you next time. We're
right here.
And we're here.
And we got something special for you because I got something I ain't telling about. Aha.
And she go with those secrets again. Let me hit the button to say good night, y'all. Okay.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.